Hello and welcome. My name is John Strand, and welcome back to Three Things. In this particular Three Things, we're going to be talking about incident response and training the team. This is one of my favorite sections in this entire series for incident response because it really gets to the heart of the way that people should be doing training across a disciplinary team of multiple people working together within an incident. So let's jump straight in. The first thing that you need to understand is, how does a hack look like? Many times whenever you're working with training and doing incident response tabletop exercises, one of the big problems that you see on a regular basis is you see people creating these magical unicorn hacks. Now, what exactly do I mean by a magical unicorn hack? They create these like, well, somebody finds a 0-day in our firewall, and then they hack the firewall, and then they pivot from the firewall to our internal mainframe. And they have no idea what the hell they're talking about because they don't know what actual attacks look like. Now, in the previous video, I talked about how you can use backdoors and breaches to assist with this. So let's go to backdoors and breaches. At the website, play.backdoorsandbreaches.com, we've created a situation where you can automatically create a randomized scenario that is a realistic scenario utilizing realistic attack methodologies, from initial attack and compromise, like breaking into a web server. You can say pivot and escalate. How do they move around? Kerber roasting inside of the environment. If you don't know what that is, there's links on all of the cards that basically help you learn what that technique is. For command and control, HTTP as data exfil. What are some tools that can assist with detecting this? What are some tools that you can do to detect your capability, or basically assess your capability to detect? Persistence, malicious driver on the website. That's just one scenario. If I refresh this page, it creates an entirely new scenario. We have initial compromise, password spray. The pivot and escalate is an internal password spray because the attackers aren't very creative at all. Then for command and control, they're using Gmail, Tumblr, Salesforce, or then persistence, DLL attacks. Randomize it again and again and again, and it constantly creates a real scenario for you to work through. Now, there are instructions as well on this website on how to play. We have some websites at the Black Hills Information, or sorry, we have some web pages at the Black Hills Information Security website on how to play this as well. And this now brings me to the second thing. What are the essential procedures that every organization should have and have people trained on? Well, that's baked into the game as well. We have crisis management, isolation, firewall log review, endpoint security analysis, server analysis, endpoint analysis, cyber deception, network threat hunting, UEBA, SIM log analysis, and memory analysis. These are the key procedures. These should be documented in your organization. Everyone should know whether it's their document on how to do memory analysis utilizing something like volatility. Everyone should know how we do network threat hunting with tools like Rita and Zeek to basically trace through and identify additional systems that may be compromised. And if you look at these cards as well, there's links down below for tools to assist with that process as well. So absolutely fantastic for learning what your critical procedures actually are that you can work with and train the team on. Next up, injects. Dwight Eisenhower said, plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. And going through a variety of different attacks and scenarios, while it's very, very helpful, it doesn't actually paint the entire picture of what an incident looks like. And in backdoors and breaches, you can actually inject a randomized event in the game itself that allows you to completely change the game up and really start getting into some good questions as far as what we would do in that scenario. So if I draw an inject card down here, it says the lead handler has a baby and has to take family medical leave. Yes, this happens. Your most advanced incident handler gets pulled off the incident. So the person that's answering the most questions, the most technically advanced, is no longer allowed to play. How does the team react to that? Then you can say, okay, I want to draw another inject. Honeypots are deployed. And this basically forces the attacker to show their, I think it's their pivot and escalate cards. So this game is completely structured to help train your team and hone your team in understanding what attacks look like, understanding what critical procedures are required to have a solid incident response basis, and how do you handle various injects when you're working an incident when life throws you a curveball. So that is the three things when it comes to training people for incident response. And I'll see you in the next video.